So awesome to be here. But I have to ask a question to start with. Who here has had a loved one impacted by heart disease? There's almost no hands that aren't raised right now, right? That is because, without question, heart disease continues to be the #1 cause of death in the US and the world. That is a firm statistic. And so one of the key elements that feed into that is you've got a bunch of valves in your heart that are shifting the blood flow around, right? And so does anybody realize that 15% of people over the age of 65, one of those or more are not functioning appropriately? That's millions of people in the US alone and tens of millions around the world, right? And so you kind of go, all right, what are we doing about that? What are we doing about that? And so for me, I had a really interesting opportunity when I was just 18 years old. I got the opportunity to work as a perfusionist assistant. Random, fell in my lap. That's another story over a drink. But a perfusionist is the one that runs the heart-lung bypass system in open heart surgery, right? So you stop the heart, you run all the blood through a machine, oxygenates it to keep that patient alive while they're having their treatment. So an 18-year-old in the operating room, right? Like helping, I was a lackey. I was an intern in the operating room. But I had a front row seat to open heart surgeries, right? Where they're cracking open the chest, they're stopping the heart, they're repairing that heart. But I also saw patients pass away on the table as an 18-year-old, right? And this is back in the late 90s. And like even then, there's gotta be a better way, right? It's a really risky surgery. It's a great surgery when it works out well, but that's months of recovery, right? And so I had an incredible opportunity, as Doug alluded to start right out of university at what was then a small company called Intuitive Surgical, developing the Da Vinci robot. And so the Da Vinci robot, when I just started at Intuitive, they were focusing on cardiac. Let's revascularize the heart through tiny little instruments that can go between the ribs. Let's get rid of the full sternotomy. Let's get rid of all of those things that are really, negatively impacting those patients. And interestingly enough, just this week, Intuitive is finally releasing the cardiac instruments 25 years later into the market to go do surgery minimally invasively, which is incredible, right? Now, 25 years later, though, I think we can redefine what minimally invasive is, right? So I think we can redefine like what that impact to the patient is, because yes, you can go in through the ribs, but you still got to stop the heart. What if you didn't have to stop the heart? That gives that technology to so many people that could really benefit from it, right? And so a few years ago, we moved over out of Intuitive Surgical. I spent 22 years at Intuitive and then circled back to my very first boss is our CTO. And so those networks are important. So we are focusing on bringing minimally invasive cardiac intervention. So this is where you can go in, not crack open the chest, not stop the heart. This here is a mitral valve. Everybody goes, ooh, that's really big. That is really big. This packs down into a catheter this size, right? You make a tiny little incision at the hip. You navigate up into the heart, repair or replace the heart valve and make it function again. Take it out, the patient goes home the next day, right? And back to their lives. And so, thank you. That's what we're working on. That's what we're doing at both Capstan Medical and Vascular. We have two companies that have come out of our incubator They are both focusing on bringing that truly minimally invasive technology to patients. We now have a dozen, I know it's an early start, we have a dozen people walking around this world that are treated with our technology, and we've got hundreds and thousands more to come. And so, yeah. We're building in Santa Cruz, because where else do you have that technical acumen with that creative mindset that comes with Santa Cruz? And so we've built out our space in Wrigley Building. We are growing here, and it's really important to us. So, but what I'll end with is I got a video sent to me by one of our cardiologists that we work with in Santiago, Chile, on Christmas Eve. And he sent me just a video, no message. And what it was our very first in world mitral valve replacement patient doing a dance in his office on his end of year checkup. This is a person who hadn't laid down to sleep flat in years, couldn't climb a set of stairs, and he's doing a dance in the office and planning his big road trip that may bring him through Santa Cruz. You can imagine the celebrity like receipt he will get there. But if that's not, an example of why we do what we do, I really don't know what is. But thank you. Yeah.